Hello everyone, this is Meltem teacher, and today we are going to be studying about countable and uncountable nouns for third graders. Okay, here we go. First, we will talk about countable nouns. Okay, countable nouns are nouns which we can count. Okay, they have singular and plural forms. Let's look at the examples. First one, we have tomato. So we can say tomatoes. As you can see, tomato is a countable noun and it is a singular form. And this one is the plural form of tomato. So we can use both the singular and the plural form of tomato. Next one, jacket. Jacket is a countable noun, and as you can see, we can make this noun a plural. Look, jacket, jackets. Next one, we have egg, and plural form of egg is eggs. Okay, these are countable nouns. They have both singular and plural forms. So singular means one, okay, only one. But plural means more than one, okay, at least two. Now we will continue with uncountable nouns. So what are they? Uncountable nouns are nouns which we cannot count, okay? And they don't have different plural forms. So many types of food and materials are uncountable. And also there is a simple rule about it. They always take singular verbs. Look at the example, please. Sugar. For example, sugar is uncountable, and so we can say sugar isn't healthy. You can see that we use singular verb for sugar. Now here we have some examples about uncountable nouns. For example, bread. It is uncountable. Then we have juice. It is uncountable. Meat. It is uncountable. Then we have rice. It is uncountable. Then we have milk. Milk is uncountable. Then we have jam. It is uncountable. Next one, coffee. Coffee is uncountable. Then we have oil. Oil is uncountable. Then we have sugar. Sugar is uncountable. Then we have tea, honey, water. And of course, there are more examples about them, okay? These are all uncountable nouns. And remember, they don't have different plural forms. We use them only in singular forms. Now, we will continue with there is and there are. We use there is and there are to say that something exists. So, we use there is with singular nouns. We always use there is with singular nouns. Remember, when we say singular, it means only one. Look at the example here. First one, there is a tomato on the table. You can see that we only talk about one object, okay? So we use there is. And next one, we use there are with plural nouns. What is the meaning of plural? It means more than one, at least two or more. Now, look at the example. There are tomatoes on the table. You can see that this time we use tomato in the plural form. So that's why we can say there are tomatoes on the table. Remember, we always use there is with singular nouns and we use there are with plural nouns. Now we will continue with negative forms of there is and there are. So what are they? There isn't and there aren't. Now we use there isn't and there aren't to say that something doesn't exist. Okay? So let's continue with there isn't. The rule is here. The rule is here is the same. Okay? We use there isn't with singular nouns. Look at the example. There isn't a watermelon in the fridge. You can see that we have a singular noun here, and that's why we use there isn't with this noun. Okay? So it means a watermelon doesn't exist in the fridge. Okay? There is no watermelon in the fridge. What about there aren't? We use there aren't with plural nouns. The rule is the same. Okay? Look at the example. There aren't watermelons in the fridge. This time I use the plural form of watermelon, and that's why I can say there aren't. So it means there are no watermelons in the fridge. Okay? They don't exist in the fridge. Remember, we use there isn't with singular nouns, and we use there aren't with plural nouns. But what about the question form? Okay, now we will talk about them. We can use is there and are there at the beginning of the sentence to ask if something exists or not. Here we go. First example, we use is there with singular nouns. Remember, the rule is same in this one too. Okay. Is there an apple? As you can see, I use is there at the beginning of the sentence to make a question sentence. And of course, we can give two possible answers to this question. First one, yes there is, or no there isn't. These are all short answers. And next one, we use are there with plural nouns. Are there apples? You can see that apples, it is the plural form of apple, so that's why we use are there with this noun. And again, we have two possible answers for this question. We can either say yes there are or no there aren't. These are short answers. Okay, so we use is there with singular nouns, and we use are there with plural nouns. Now, in this part, we will talk about some and any. We will talk about what they are. Okay, first we will talk about some. We can use some with both countable and uncountable nouns. Some has a positive meaning, okay? So that's why we can use some only in positive sentences. Please be careful about this part. We can't use some in questions or negative sentences. We can only use them with positive sentences. Look at this example. There is some milk in the fridge. As you can see, milk is uncountable and we can use some with this noun. And you can see that we use some only in positive sentences. Next one, any. We can use any with both countable and uncountable nouns. But we can use any only in questions and negative sentences. We can't use any in positive sentences. Let's have a look at them. Are there any oranges? As you can see in the sentence, I use any in the question. And now, this is my answer to this question. No, there aren't any oranges. You can see that I use it in the negative one. So, when we use it in the negative sentence, okay, it has got a negative meaning. Alright? Remember, we can use some only in positive sentences, and we can use any only with questions and negative sentences. And now we will continue with how many and how much. First, we will talk about how many. We use how many with countable nouns. Please be careful about this part. We can use how many only with countable nouns, okay? And also, we can use it only in questions. And we use it at the beginning of the question sentence. Let's have a look at the example. How many eggs are there in the fridge? Now, this is my answer. There are 5 eggs. As you can see, when we ask a question with how many, we can give an answer with a number for this question, okay? And next one, how much. We use how much with uncountable nouns, and we can use it only in questions. Be careful, we can use how much only with uncountable nouns. Now, let's have a look at this example. How much water is there in the kitchen? And this is my answer. There is some water. Alright? Now, let's remember again. We can use how many with countable nouns, and we can use how much with uncountable nouns. And we can use both of them only in questions. Now, here we have some examples about countable nouns, and now let's have a look at them. Okay, first one, tomato. As you can see, it's countable, so we can say like this. Okay, there are some tomatoes. All right, next one, we have potato. Then potato is countable, so for this one we can say there are 2 potatoes. Next one, we have cucumber. Okay, so for cucumber it's countable, and we can say there are some cucumbers. Next one, we have carrot. Carrot is a countable noun, and for this one we can say there are some carrots. You can see that since they are countable nouns, we can use the plural forms of these nouns. Okay, next one. And with these examples, of course, we have some uncountable nouns, okay? Let's have a look at them. First one, onion. Onion is a countable noun, so we can say there are some onions. And also, instead of some, you can also tell a number for onion too, okay? Since it's a countable noun. Next one, mushroom. mushroom is a countable noun. And we can say there are some mushrooms. You can see that we use the plural forms of onion and mushroom. Now we have garlic. Garlic is uncountable, so we can't use the plural form of garlic, okay? So we can say there is some garlic for this one. And we have broccoli, and it is uncountable. So since it's uncountable, we can say like this: there is some broccoli, okay? Okay, next one, we have eggplant, and it is countable. So we can say there are eggplants for this example, okay? We can use the plural form of eggplant. And next one, we have pepper, and pepper is countable, and we can say there are some peppers in the example. Next one, we have zucchini, okay, and it is countable, so we can say there are some zucchinis. And we have cauliflower, and cauliflower can be countable and uncountable at the same time. So here we can say there is some cauliflower. And next one, we have pea, okay, and it is countable, as you can see in the picture. So for this one, we can say there are some peas, okay? Next one, apple. Apple is a countable noun, so we can say like this: there are 2 apples. Next one, we have banana, and it's a countable noun, so for this one we can say there is a banana. For the countable nouns, we can use both singular and plural forms of these nouns. Next one, pineapple. Pineapple is a countable noun, so for this one we can say there are some pineapples. As you can see, I use the plural form of it. And next one, watermelon is a countable noun, and we can say there is a watermelon. Next one, we have lemon. Lemon is countable, and we can say there are some lemons. And next one, orange. Orange is a countable noun. And remember, we can use both singular and plural form of countable nouns. So we can say there is an orange. Next one, kiwi, okay, it is countable. So we can say there are some kiwis. Next one, cherry. Cherry is countable, so that's why we can use there are cherries. We can use the plural form of this noun. Next one, now we will continue with uncountable nouns. First one, let's have a look at this one, oil. Oil is uncountable, so we can't use the plural form of it, okay? So we can say there is some oil in the bottle. Next one, we have honey, and it is uncountable. So for this one, we can say there is some honey. And next one, we have some butter here, and it is uncountable. So for this one, we can say there is some butter. Remember, with uncountable nouns, we can't use plural form of them, okay? Because there is no plural form of uncountable nouns. Now, drinks. But what about drinks? Okay. First one, juice is uncountable. There is some orange juice. Milk, next one, is uncountable. So we can say there isn't any milk. You can see that I only use singular verbs with this uncountable nouns. Next one, gem, and it is uncountable, so we can say there is some gem. And next one, coke. Coke is uncountable, and I can say there is some coke. Next one, water. Water is uncountable, and we can say there is some water in the bottle. Coffee, it is uncountable. There is some coffee in the cup, for example. Tea is uncountable, so we can say there isn't any tea. And hot chocolate is uncountable, so for this one we can say there is some hot chocolate. As you can see, we only use singular verbs with the uncountable nouns. Next one, we have soup, and soup is uncountable. There is some soup, okay? And bread is uncountable, and we can say there is some bread. And we have pasta, and it is uncountable. There is some pasta. Now, okay, we have sugar. Sugar is uncountable, and we can say there is some sugar. We have flour, and it is uncountable. So for this one, we can say there isn't any flour. You can see that we only use singular verbs with uncountable nouns. And next one, salt. Salt is uncountable. And for salt, we can say there is some salt. And you can see that we only use singular verbs, okay? Remember, uncountable nouns are the nouns that we cannot count, and countable nouns are the nouns that we can count. Okay, thank you for listening to me. It is the end of our lesson. Okay, see you next time.